Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. Today, I am joined in studio by one of our experts at WagerTalk, Brian James of Executive Sports. And Brian, first off, want to thank you for joining the team. You are a charter member of the WagerTalk team. You came on board right from the start with our launch in WagerTalk. Appreciate your efforts, but let our listeners know you and I go back a long way. I've known you for 35 years. Probably next to family members, you're probably the oldest friend I've got. We've been in this business together. We've seen it all from how the industry has changed with 900 numbers to sports services that back in the day, the TV shows where guys are screaming at the TV and I got a lock for you. The industry has changed, and at WagerTalk, we're different in what we do. Not only do we sell picks, we educate people with the videos and things that we do here. Money management, we're going to talk about money management in another video with you. But tell our listeners a little bit about your style and what you do. And I'm going to give you guys a forewarning. Because we've been friends for 35 years, you're going to see a lot of similarities in how we handicap because we believe in a lot of the same philosophies.
Well, and that's why we've gotten along over the years, because there's really not too many times that we have arguments over a game because we do look at it the same. What's funny is because we look at it the same all the time, sometimes we just butt heads on a game. And we got a sumo game then, So, but over the years, we've changed, like anything else, we've had to change our style a little bit, tweak it here and there because, first of all, going back into the mid-'70s when I started, basically handicapping, not as a business, but on my own, there wasn't a whole lot of stuff to look at back then. I mean, you got your magazines that come out, they're a week or two old. You got your newspapers that you can't even find scores in. You're trying to ride around your car at night listening to radio stations trying to get scores of games. It was ridiculous. To where through the 80s, it started getting a little better. And then once the 90s, like I said, we went through the era of the 900 number industry and things like that. But once the internet got going and the use of internet and cell phones and everything, now there's just so much knowledge out there. It's available to everybody. We just happen to do it as a profession, And
I can remember when I got mine, and you had one too, the AP Sports ticker. When we had that put in, I had that put into my home, and I mean, the day that was installed, and all of the box scores are printing on, we used to, I would go to the office supply store, and buy cartons and cartons of computer paper, with the pinholes to feed through the printer because, the thing just printed all day long. But that was how we got our information back then, our statistics, our, the stats that we use, the injury reports. You'd get the lines, and back then, the line was, the big place was Stardust here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
That's where the line, opened up. And I can remember me and you used to go to Vegas all the time. And I mean, every trip when I would come to Vegas, I had more Stardust logo crap, for a better word, sweatshirts, shirts, polos, hoodies, whatever, because that's where the Las Vegas line started, and I always loved that logo, and it's different, for us, that old school how we had to do that to now, these young guys that come in, all the stats and sabermetrics, advanced metrics, with stats now, everything's a lot easier for these guys, to get to what we had to do, how we had to do things in the old days.
Oh, we used to, and then we'd come out here with, obviously we had to go to the gambler's bookstore and get as many books as we could and things like that. Now with the internet, you've got, everybody has access to so much information right now, and it's so fast. Back then it was, you had to accumulate stuff, you had to take notes, you had to, it's totally different. even though our style of handicapping is the same, handicapping is totally
Well,
different.
the thing is, when you arrive at a destination, but you take different paths to get there, and you arrive at the same game, it makes, solidifies the strength of the game. But as you said, and I'll tell a quick 30-second funny story when he said about there's occasionally times where, we'd be talking games over, and I'd like a side, you'd like the other side, and we'd just argue back and forth about it, trying to make our points. And you called them as the sumo games and that, because we're both a little large, and we always said, how funny would it be to get those sumo suits, not the official ones, because nobody wants to see those, but the the ones that you can get at the costume store,
put on,
and,
yeah.
Put on, and have
I was waiting for mine in the green room, and I was waiting for them to bring it out.
Yeah, I don't think the producer wants to film us two in sumo suits wrestling over a game. But Brian, I want to thank you for joining the team. You believe in the project that we're doing here with WagerTalk in making things different. We are an educational site as well as a pick selling site, and money management, very important. You understand that this is a marathon, it's not a sprint. The cappers we have at WagerTalk, you're never going to hear them screaming into a TV, I got a lock that can't lose. We don't do things that way, and those are the only type of cappers that I want. And when we started WagerTalk, you were on my short list of people I wanted as a charter member to be here. We're very happy to have you, and moving forward, the customer's going to get a lot of winners off you, and you're going to share information. And we had you out here in Vegas this week, and we'll get you doing some SoundClouds, some audios for the people, because you're actually back from the East Coast. We were in Pennsylvania, back whenever we met, but we were like an hour and a half apart. You're now in Myrtle Beach and living the life on the beach.
It's been a while since I've been to Vegas. It's changed a little bit.
Little bit.
I want to thank you for having me out and your hospitality, especially the tour on Fremont Street last night was special.
Yeah, lucky we're here. Fremont Street last night was little brutal, and we did actually put a picture up of they say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, no, it doesn't. It ends up on Twitter, and you can check out my Twitter account and see my boy in action. All right, Brian James, thank you. First of many trips. We'll be getting you out here definitely during the football season a few times, have you on camera, breaking down some games with us, and look forward to your stuff in the forums and with some audio stuff with free picks, dropping the knowledge on the customers. That's Brian James. This was a Meet the Experts at WagerTalk, continuing series when we have our guys in town in Vegas. I'll have them into the studio and let you get to know them, and follow Brian on Twitter. And we'll be back with some more informational videos here at WagerTalk.com.